Hello, beautiful people in this beautiful world. Hoping all is well. And today I would like to talk to you about compassion, having more compassion for one another, and which is also one of the laws of Mayat. I communicate with compassion. Because often we like to pass judgment, and even us as adults need healing and more discipline. Even though I know after we growed up, we feel like being more disciplined, was pretty much over with. Well, myself. So I had a lot to learn. And one thing I would like to talk about and explain some of the ways or some of the thoughts that we may think about others, and just have a little more compassion. We're on this beautiful spiritual journey, and we're here to heal. We're here to become unconditional love once again. Be the divine beings that we are. Having more compassion day to day. Passing judgment just because you may not like what a person is wearing or what they look like or what that person smells like or how they're acting today. You may think that person is overweight. You might think that person is underweight. You might be judging a person on who they hang around. And please be aware of the words that you are speaking and the thoughts that you are thinking, because your thoughts is creating your reality every day. Because we are not perfect people. None of us are perfect. And the next time you get ready to judge someone for whatever reason, ask yourself, what if I was in that person's shoes? This is what we need to think about, because we don't know what that person is going through, what that person has went through in life. So let's have more compassion before we pass judgment about someone. We're here to heal. We're here to become unconditional love. And this is one of the ways that we're going to overcome the judgment, is becoming more compassionate. And before you pass judgment, just pause and think, what if I was in that person's shoes? Because I don't know and you don't know what that person is going through, what that person has been through in life. So let's please have a little bit more compassion for each other. And I don't care if that person murdered somebody. And no, it doesn't mean that it's right. But we forgive. Forgiving doesn't mean that we forgot. Forgiveness is freedom. And God forgive us for any and everything that we do. So why can't we forgive? Why can't we have compassion for each other? We're here to master these tests. Let's master these tests. Put our differences aside. Become unconditional love. Because once you have more compassion, you're releasing judgment. You're also healing. You're opening your heart. You're becoming unconditional love. This is what healing looks like. This is doing the inner work. So let's just have more compassion and be mindful. And think, what if I was in that person's shoes? Because you never know. The tables can always turn. So let's just have a little bit more compassion. And let's also remember that hurt people hurt other people. You know, maybe we did things in our life. And we all have, or we wouldn't be here on this realm. Earth is a school. We're here to learn lessons. So any situation that you may go through, or bump heads with anybody, after, think about it. What did this situation teach me? Learn the lessons. Because if you don't learn the lessons, you will go through the exact same thing, just with different people. So let's master these tests. Let's become unconditional love. Let's have more compassion for each other. Let's be less judgmental. Let's think everybody's situation is not the same. There's no perfect people. We are not perfect. We're supposed to make mistakes. That's how we learn. And we learn the lesson and we move on. So let's master the test. It's time we put our differences aside and become unconditional love again. Let's have more compassion. And I just want to thank you so much for watching my video. I love you and thank you.